The basement of La Penta. This is WICR.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sports Vault. Jersey Joe back here, and I started thinking, and I often do, about the sports moments that really have an impact on your life, the ones that just are memorable that you'll never forget. And I think we all have those signature moments that just never will escape us. And for me, the U.S. women's team winning the World Cup this past Sunday is definitely one of them. And I think one of the interesting things is it's unique in the sense that, look, in professional sports, we all kind of are fans of different teams, so those signature moments are different. But I think when you're bonded and you watch and you experience a win for your country, that's something we all can share. Whether it's the miracle on ice or the dream team in the basketball back in the Olympics, I think it's something that we now will experience again, where those people who got to watch the run of the 92 Dream Team, or those people who got to see the Miracle on Ice as it happened, well, for people like my age, this was kind of it. This World Cup run was one of those, and it was an incredible run, and in this country, we're so blessed to be able to see such displays of dominance. I mean, you have UConn women's basketball, you have the Lakers, the stretches. They had the Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan, the U.S. women's national team in soccer. We've had a lot in U.S. basketball in general, just always dominating the world. So we've had our fair share of just pure dominance, and it's nice to always see that trend continued. But I mean, if you follow me on Twitter at SportsVaultIO, I was all in. I mean, it was such a fun run. And it's interesting because I honestly felt that when we got to the Germany game, I wasn't sure. There was a little doubt that crept into my mind. I mean, the most important thing, and it was never faltered for this U.S. women's team, was that back line is historic. That's probably the best back line in women's soccer history. It's an all-timer. I mean, there was never a breakdown. Julie Johnson, maybe one or two here and there, but the way that they pressured the ball, the way that they just communicated and they just fundamentally executed everywhere, phenomenal. My favorite was Megan Klingenberg. I thought that Klingenberg was outstanding. Versatility, playmaking, even outside of that backline role. She was incredible. Every single player on our women's national team deserves just all the credit in the world for what they did. But I mean, it's just such a remarkable run, because the goals were not coming. And I think when we got to that Colombia game, everybody was starting to kind of say, well, this is it. This is where the goals are going to finally come. And the goals didn't come. But then against Germany, they came. And then certainly, I mean, I was at the beach that day, so I watched the game later in the day, and I was sitting already, and the first 16 minutes happened, and 4 goals had been scored already, so I was hyped out of my mind. You couldn't get much better than that. It was just phenomenal. I think the important thing is just the rating. When you look at that game, at the rating, it got a 15-2. Now, that is higher, significantly higher than the World Series will get, than the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs will get. That is a great number, and a lot of people, Colin Cowherd has been talking a lot about this, how a lot of people are going to say, well, it's just because it's a big game, it's a national pride thing, and I don't know if I totally buy that. And his argument to that is, well, then why do the Olympic numbers keep going down? And I think that's absolutely true, and that's a great way to look at it. Soccer is growing in this country exponentially. All you have to do is look at all the money that these networks are pouring into it. Fox, ESPN. Look at all the attendance numbers at Major League Soccer games. When countries like Argentina come over here and play friendlies, the stadiums are packed to the brim. The game is growing in this country exponentially, and when you have moments like this where the women's national team is winning the World Cup, and you have our men's team, which is going to start in the Gold Cup tonight, our soccer in this country is getting to heights where it's never been. Obviously, U.S. women's national soccer has always been one of the cream of the crops, one of the best. But the men's national team has certainly taken a lot of strides, and they're getting to levels that they've never been to before. I think a good showing from them in the Gold Cup is only going to help. And at the end of the day, Major League Soccer, you look at what it's doing. Frank Lampard for NYCFC, Andrea Pirlo coming over to NYCFC, David Villa at NYCFC, Steven Gerrard at LA Galaxy. Stars and names are coming in. I'm not sure if the MLS will ever dominate on the television market share, but I'll tell you one thing. You look at the numbers and you watch these games and you see the way that stadiums are packed to the brim. I've covered many games for NYCFC, and I got to tell you, the third rail and the supporters they have, as passionate and as undying as any fans across Europe that you will ever see. It's remarkable. And the game is certainly growing in this country, and it's a lot of fun because once you start to embrace it, and it's funny, I have a lot of people texting me that they watched the run that the women's national team had, and the game is kind of growing on them, and I think there's a reason for it. The biggest thing for me why the game is so attractive is just you look at the way that we've been society has developed. We're in a society of instant gratification. We have iPhones, iPads, all this technology, fast, get everything quickly. And that's what soccer is. Soccer is as fast as it comes. You have 2 hours, 45 minutes, a 15-minute break, see ya, your day is over. That is massively appealing to any consumer, especially young ones, and it's something that when I continue to watch and you continue to think about the way the game is played, the way the athletes play, it's all action and it's all appealing. And when you have a team like the U.S. and the women's team now winning the World Cup, it's good for soccer. Obviously, it's good for this country, and you just couldn't be more happy for the group of ladies who did it because it's a good group, really a ton of good people. Carly Lloyd, all these players on this team that just really took our breath away. I mean, Megan Klingenberg for me, I think we all kind of had a favorite, a player that we connected with and we all kind of saw and just enjoyed watching. I had mine. Everybody had theirs. Alex Morgan, there's so many, but couldn't be happier. It was a great run. I couldn't be happier, more proud that they got it done. And certainly, I mean, look, it just feels right. I mean, look, if you won't follow my stuff, you know I'm Jersey Joe. When you have that patch on your jersey and you're able to kind of have that World Cup badge, that means something. I mean, each time you look down at it and you look at it and you saw it on Japan's jersey, it just killed you a little on the inside because you just felt like it belonged on yours so badly. And now it feels so good to say once again that World Cup crest will be back on our jerseys because that is where it belongs. U.S. women's soccer, I mean, when you look at dominance, they're as dominant as any force, any team that we've ever experienced. So that is going to do it for this segment. Reshifting and coming right back, so do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.